This conference will now be recorded.
Last class, we were talking about events. I've shown you how a component event works. You have seen that a component event always bubbles from bottom to top. Whenever you create a component event, the event migrates or the event flows from down to up. Such type of events are called as component event, where it starts from the lower end and it keeps on traveling to the upper. It never goes to the left, never goes to the right. It never goes to the down. It is never sibling. It is never inheritance. It is always bubbling. What is a bubbling? Whenever a flow of data or a behavior happens from bottom to up, from bottom to top, we call that concept as bubbling. Lightning component event is a bubbling event, right? It's a bubbling. Now, let's do one example. I will do one real-time example, right? Using an event, then you'll understand. So I'm opening the paint first, right? So here we go. This is an application. Inside the application, there is a component. Inside the component, there is another component. There we go. In the last component, in the lowest component, I'm saying ACCOUNT account. And I have a name, phone, fax, or industry. And then I will place button, submit. This is what I'm going to do today. So let's see. Here you go. Name. Oh, sorry. Name, phone, and industry, where people will enter this data. As soon as they click on submit, in the parent component, there is a table. In the parent component, there is a table. Right? And here we go. Name, phone, industry. Name, phone, industry. There we go. Now, this is what we are going to do. Let me color it. Application. Then parent component. And then finally the child component. All the three components I have colored in different colors. You can see, right? Whenever a user enters the data like this, name, right? Wipro, phone number 333, industry, ELECTRONIC, electronic. They click save button. Immediately the system should show like this here. Dell, phone number 111, industry, technology. Number 2, HCL, phone number 22222, industry, right? Consulting. Next, third one, Wipro, Wipro, phone number 333. Industry, electronics. Like this, it should keep on updating the table. You fill the form in the child component, pink. You hit the button submit. The data is getting displayed in the parent component, yellow, in a table. You fill the data in a child component, pink. You hit the button in the pink. You click the submit. Immediately, the parent table, the table is on the parent, yellow. The parent component table should react with the data. This is we are going to do. You are doing an action in one component and the another component is reacting. In such case, we will go by event. And here, because it is child to parent, we will go by an event called as component event. Everybody understood the requirement? Everybody understood the requirement? What we are going to do?
Yes,
Anybody has any confusion? Can please call it out.
Rupam, here parent is
Yes.
account, right?
No. Child is account. C1. And the pink is inside that. C111. That's a component. Inside C1, there are two you can see. One table, one C111. C11 is a component, whereas name, phone, industry is a table, which is so C1 contains two, C111 and a table. C111 is a component. So C111 is a child. C1 is a parent. A1 is a grandparent. Clear, everyone? Now what you're going to do? This whole I will divide into I will divide into three levels. Level 1 I will do, which is tough. Level 2 and 3 I will give you as a homework to be done. This task is total 3 levels. Now let's understand. There is event. This is event. Event. Inside that there is an attribute. I'm doing the level 1 with a black line. As soon as you click the button, immediately the event has to be fired and all the data has to be passed to the event. All the data is passed to the event. To make your life more good, to make this more good, right? Let me go ahead and do it more precisely. This is, I'll take this color. Controller. This is C1 controller. Next, C1 controller. This is the first one, C111 controller. Let me give a name to it also so that you'll get C111, C111, C111 controller. This is C1 controller. This is C1 controller. Right? Perfect. What is happening? First step, whenever you are clicking the, now let me change the color. Color. Okay, let me take all purple. Perfect. Whenever you click, the controller is called. All the data will be taken inside the controller like this. right? Then from the controller, immediately we will call the event. Event is called. This event, right? This event will be heard by the parent controller. The parent controller will now give the data to the table. 1, you click the button. I'm giving the numbers. 1, you click the button, right? 2, fire the event. 3, handle the event. 4, from the controller, the data will be passed to the table. This is level 1. LEVL, level 1. Level 1. What is that? Child component to parent. Child component to the parent. Level 1. Level 2 also I'll do it. Chalo. I'll give you only one then. Now this is level 1. In the level 2, I will introduce a database. In the level 2, I'm introducing a database. Database. Now, level 2 diagram. I will do it which color? Let's take brown. Level 2, I'm taking brown color. You click the button. No, the color is not good. Let me take black. You click the button. The controller is called. From the controller, immediately database is called. Once the data is saved, the ID is given back. That ID, I'm passing it to the event. From the event, C1 controller is called. Again, the controller is going to the database, retrieve the data, and give it back. That data I'm populating in the table. Let me get the number. Number 1, you click the button. All the data will be now taken inside the controller. Done. 1. Oh, why I give 2? Step 1. Whenever you click the button, immediately this button will take all the data and goes to the controller. From the controller, the data will be saved to the database. 2. Then 3. ID. From the database, I'm retrieving only ID will be given here. 3. 4. That ID I'm passing it to the event. 4. 5th, the event is received with ID. 6th, the controller is now contacting database. 6 SOQL to retrieve the data. 6 SOQL. By the way, Rupam, is this diagram is correct? No. Let it be more. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Right? Let it be Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I'm removing everything again. Again, I'm doing it. There is a class. There's a class. Then there is a database. Let it be more clear so that everything should be clear. This is the database. This is the class, Apex class. Apex class, also known as server-side controller. Right, there we go. You fill the data on the form. Keep listening now. You fill the data, Wipro 333, electronic. You click on submit. Immediately this button will call the controller. All the data will be taken inside the controller. All the data is taken inside the controller. That is step one. Step one. Step two. Immediately the controller will now call Apex class. Step two. Apex class will go ahead and write a DML statement to insert the account. Step three. Insert. Step 4. After insertion, the database will return the ID. Step 4. ID. The class will return the ID back. Step 5. That after receiving the ID, we will pass that ID to the event. We'll call the event. Step 6. Immediately, that ID will be received by the parent. Step 7. After receiving the ID, system will go ahead, will call the controller again. 8. While you're receiving it, you'll receive the ID also along with it. ID. While I'm passing to the server-side controller, I will pass the ID. After this ID is received, system will go ahead and make an SQL query. 9. SOQL. Once the data is retrieved, list of accounts. 10 step. Account list. 10th step, account list. This data will be finally given to the controller. 11. Controller will in turn place the data on the page. Place the data on the table. 12th step. This is how the flow will happen. This is how the flow will happen with the number I gave you. Level 2. Level 2. Child component. Child component. 2. Server-side controller. Child component to server-side controller, comma, server-side controller. 2. Parent component. Everybody is able to understand, yes or no? 2 levels are there here. In the same diagram, there are 2 tasks. This is what you have to perform. Anybody has any questions? I've given you a complete flow diagram, how the things will flow. Level 1, purple, very simple. Level 2, getting little complex. Level 3, we'll see later. Everyone clear with level 1 and level 2? I'm going to start with level 1 now. Yes. So let's go ahead and create level 1s and level 2. Right? So let me go ahead. These are two different requirements actually, but I'm trying to force fit them in one. These are actually two different requirements. Let's do it and understand. Rupam @lt123.com, password CRM1234 hash. I'm logging into my Salesforce. There we go. I click on setup. I click on developer console. My developer console is opening up. Let's wait. Right. File, close all. File, new event. I'm creating an event first. What is that? LE underscore 1601 underscore example1 underscore, right? ACCOUNT account creation CRE, right? CRE and account creation CRE display DIS. Creation and display. So create an account and display the account. That is what we are going to do. But in the step one, we are not creating. We are just in step one. You see that in the level one, there is no database connection. In the first level task, there is no Apex class. There is nothing directly between the two components we are flowing. You see, purple diagram is not going to server-side controller, right? So let's do that. I copy the name, right? Notepad. I'm opening the notepad. There we go. Perfect. In the notepad, I've copied it. I click on submit. Here we go. I will make it a double tag so that I can declare something inside. I will say component. Type equals to component. Description, if you want to keep, you can keep, or else you can remove. I don't mind. Aura event. An event got created. Inside the event, I will say aura attribute. ATTRIBUT, aura attribute. Right? I'm going to create an attribute. What is that? Name equals to. Name equals to. I will say ACC. Next, name equals to ACC. Type equals to account. Type equals to, there's no comma, why am I writing comma? Type equals to account. See, I created an attribute and the name is ACC. I will say EACC so that you'll understand that. This is event attribute. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and create which component? We will create this pink one first. C111. We'll create this C111 first, right? Where we'll enter the data, right? File, new, right? File, new component. I will say LC underscore account create. I'm creating a component called as account create. account only CRE. I say submit. Account create. Now here, what I'm going to do, right? Remember that whichever component wants to fire the event has to register the event. So this component will register the event. Definitely yes, this component will register the event. But before we register the event, right, we have to go ahead and, right, let's say that LIGHT lightning card, right? Before than that, I need to hold the account information. I'm entering a new account information. So that means I have to declare an attribute, aura attribute, aura attribute. Name equals to ACC. That was EACC. This is CACC, component ACC, component account. Type equals to account. Type equals to account. Now, because I'm going to enter a new account, I need to initialize this. How to initialize, guys? How to initialize, guys?
Subject account.
Correct. Right? S. S capital. O capital. What is capital? Tell me.
O capital.
O capital.
O capital.
Okay. O capital. Perfect. S object. Type. S object type, colon. X object type, colon. What is that? Account. ACC. This is the way you initialize it. Perfect. My initialization is done. Now I have a card. I will say title equals to account. I see an icon name equals to standard colon account. Perfect. Inside this, what I will have a lot of inputs, right? Lightning, INPUT input. Okay. Lightning input. Double tag is also not a problem. So if double tag comes, doesn't make that you need to remove it. You can have a self-closing tag or you can have opening tag and closing tag. It's all fine. Lightning input. Label equals to ACCO unit account name. Value equals to whatever you enter here, it will go to the CACC. Exclamation V dot CACC dot name. Like this, I have 3 fields as per my diagram. So I will capture those 3 fields. Account phone C dot EHONE phone. Account industry is CACC dot INDUSTRY. Perfect. And then I have a button. LIGHTN. Lightning BUTTUN button. Label equals to submit. On click. Exclamation C dot call me. That's it. I have nothing more than in the component. You can see that. 3 fields, 1 button. That's it. As per my diagram. Perfect. Call me is here. The controller. Right? There we go. Control S. First step. Whatever you captured, you have to bring here. Var var A equals to component dot get. Get what? V dot. Whatever the data stored in CACC, bring it and store in A. By the way, if you remember that, whichever component wants to fire the event, they have to register the event. So I'm registering the event here. Because as per the diagram, you can see that the pink is when you click the button, step 1. Step 2, right? Purple. Keep watching. We are in the purple now, level 1. Step 2, it's calling the event. Step 2 here, it's calling the event. If it's calling the event, step 2 purple, it's calling the event. That means I need to register an event here. So Aura, REGISTR, register event. Aura, register event. Name of the event. Nickname is very compulsory. Like I gave Shona Bangaram last time, right? I'll give a name called as what? Shona, right? Some Hindi name, same as in Telugu Bangaram. You can give any name, doesn't make a difference. Shona. Type equals to. Type equals to. Here you have to give the event name. C dot. C colon. Event. What is the event that we created? Control C. That's the event. LE. I come here and I paste it. Aura register event. Perfect. Now it is the time for us to go ahead. We have registered the event. So now we can go to the controller and we can fire the event. To fire the event, you need to get the event first here, right? You need to go ahead and you need to get the event, right? You need to go ahead and get the event where EVT is equals to, how do you get the event? How do you get the event? How do you get the event? We say component dot get get event. Component dot get event. That's the event name. And here we get the nickname. Which event you're talking about? I'm talking about Shona. Get Shona here. Component dot get event. You got the event. Now it is time for me to go ahead and pass the attribute and then fire the event. How to pass the event? How to pass an attribute? Last time we have seen. Event dot set params. Event dot set params. Params. Event dot set params. What is the parameter? In the event, you declared a variable called EACC. I copy that. Here we go. EACC. This data has to be set with what? Will be set with A. Whatever you created, A, you're setting with it. And this has to be in a curly bracket in a JSON format. Otherwise, it will not work. In a JSON format, you need to transfer the data. Key value. Perfect. Now it is a time for you to fire the event. EVT dot fire. Dot fire. Event dot fire. Control S. I'm saving it to see if there is any error anywhere. Perfect. My step 1 is done. My first component is done. Anybody would like to see? Ask any questions. I got the data from the component. I got the data from the component. I got the event from the component. I set the data that I got from the component to the event, and then I fired the event. EVT.fire. What is my EVT? EVT is my Shona. Where is that Shona? Shona has been declared here when you register the event. Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions? Shall I go to the next one? Shall I go to the parent component now? My child component is created. Shall I go to the parent component?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Now I click on File, New, Lightning Component. LC, this is not to create, this is to display. account display. This is to display. This is nothing but as per my diagram. As per my diagram, this is the yellow one I am creating. I just created 3111 pink. Pink is to create. See, you have a account, name, phone, industry, and a submit button. We did that. Now I'm going to C1, which is yellow. Here there's a table to display. So there we go. Let's come here. Click on submit. Another component. This component will work only when you call the child. This will become parent whenever the child is called. What is the child? Child is create. See, I call the child component in the display. Account create, account CRE is inside account display. So account display became the parent. Perfect. Lightning card. Title. Title equals to account table. Icon. Name equals to standard ACC OUNT. Same icon. Inside this, there is nothing, one data table. Inside this, there's nothing, one data table. Simple one data table. I have nothing inside it. Right? What I'll say, lightning. Data table. Data table T is capital or not? Data table T is capital.
Please kept.
Right? So be careful. If I make a mistake, it is your job now to correct it because we have already did that. The reason behind this is that because I'm thinking the next flow. I'm not thinking about the commands that I'm using. Right? As I'm teaching, I'm just trying to build the logic that what should I do next? What should I do next? My brain is quite occupied with the logics rather than looking on the spellings and everything. Lightning data table. Do I need a self-closing command? Do I need a separate closing command? No. Control Z, I can have a self-closing command. There we go. What are the things that are required in Lightning data table? Key field. First is KEY, key, FIELD. Key field equals to ID. Always set it to ID. Data. We need the data. We don't have it. Data is required. Next, COLOU, column spelling, COLUMNS, columns equals to, we need this. These are the things which are required for a table. That means I need a data, I need a column. So let's go ahead, declare attributes. Aura attribute. Aura attribute. Name equals to accounts. Accounts, more than one. Type equals to list. Type equals to list. Right? Type equals to list. Default. Default equals to empty. And an empty array I'm giving. This accounts, I'll use it here. Control C in my data table. Data equals to exclamation V dot accounts. V dot accounts. Next, I need one more. Control C. One more attribute is required. What is that? Columns. Type equals to list, and I don't need to set any default. That all I will set it from the table columns. Here we go. Now I'm using it. Exclamation V dot, the one which we just created. Call is the column. Control S. Now tell me, You want that at the time of loading the page itself, the table should be pre-created, or once the child button is clicked, then the table has to be created and then the data has to be populated. Or at the component load itself, without even filling the data, first the table structure will be created. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
The default behavior is that even data is there, not there, the structure has to be created. That is the default data in Lightning everywhere. So let's go by what is there in the Salesforce. To do that, I need to have aura handler, handler, handler. Name equals to init, initialization, value, value, value equals to this, exclamation this, right? Action equals to, action spelling is wrong, ACTIO, action equals to, what is that? Anything. You can say create column, action equals to, exclamation, C dot, CRE, create CL, create call, CRE call. It will create a call. Perfect. Control S, create call. I'm first going and creating a column first. There, oh, sorry. There we go. Create call. How do you create a column, guys? How do you create a column, guys?
Column
Var C is equals to anything in a brick bracket. Remember that. This is the way you create the column. In a brick bracket. In a brick bracket. Inside that, each column has to be in a curly bracket with a label, LABL label, colon, give a name, whatever the name you want. You want ACCO, account name, column name, comma, account name, comma, right? So next, field name, FIELD, field name. What is that field name? Colon. Here, name, it has to be the API name. Type text, not required. You can leave it. I created it, comma. Now like this, I have 3 columns, so I'll create 3. There we go. Account phone, account industry. Here field name is phone. Here industry, right? Comma, type phone. See, for the phone I'm giving a type because so that, right, what will happen? I will get a phone there as a phone format. But for others, I don't need to give. Industry is a text. Let it be. Finally, when my columns are created, it is a time for me to go ahead and set the column. Component.set. Component.set. Set what? Set v dot. Here you created call. Control C. At the time of loading, a column will be created. So set with C. Just now we created C here at line number 4. Var over. This is at the time of loading. Now you want to hear the event. Whoever wants to hear the event, what they have to do? Whoever wants to hear the event, what they have to do? They have to use aura handler. Aura handler. Aura handler. Name equals to. What is the name that we gave? We gave a name called as Shona. I want to listen Shona. So here we go. So now event, event equals to event name C colon. What was the event name we created? LE, control C. That's the event name. What should happen? Right? Action equals to. What should happen? Exclamation C dot show me. Exclamation C dot show me. Control S. Where is show me? Copy. I go to the controller. I create a comma, show me. Control C, Control V. There we go. This is show me. Control S. Inside the show me, what I'm going to do with the data. First observe. Inside the show me, what I'm going to do. Inside the show me, I'm going to get the data. Get data from event. I'm getting the data from the event. How? Where? E account. EA. E means event, A means account. Get the data from event account. How? You have to use event dot. What was that? Get param. What is the command? Event dot get param. Event dot get param. In the event, what is the parameter? In the event, we declared as EACC. Control C. Whatever the data that is there in the EACC, from where did we pass? We passed from the child. We have set params. Now I'm saying get param. There I have set param. If you remember, I go to the create. I go to the controller of create. There you say event dot set param. You have passed the param to the event. You have passed the parameter to the event, right? EACC. Now in the parent component, I am saying get. See, get param. While getting, there is no S. Only by setting, there is the S. So there we go. I'm getting it, right? Once the data is there, now what I'm going to do, right? I'm also going to get the data, get ACCOU and account from component. First time, FIRST, first time it's null. There's nothing yet. First time it's null. What is that? I will say var AC is equals to components. Component dot get. Get what? In the component, right? Here is that accounts. Control C. I'm bringing it and I'm storing in AC. V dot accounts. Now, whatever the data EA, event account I got, that I will push. That I will put it inside I'll pass it inside this. Keep watching. Step 3, push the event data to whatever the data that you got from event, EVNT, event data to the component variable. Component variable. Right? Component var. What is that? My component var is nothing but AC. Control C. AC. AC.push. To that AC, I'm pushing. Pushing what? EA. Whatever I got from the event, that I'm pushing to AC. Now, the last step. Set the new value to components. Components dot set. Component dot set what? V dot. What is the attribute here? Here the attribute is called accounts. Set with what? Set with AC. AC, in the AC you pushed a new value. So set it with AC. Set it with AC. That's it. Done. If I have not made any mistake anywhere, my as per the diagram, all the purple level 1 should start working. Level 1 should start working. As per the purple diagram, the level 1 should start working. Control S on the keyboard, right? File, new, application. Now I'm creating an application. Account underscore create and display, both. I will say LA, lightning application. I click on submit. I'm closing all the controllers. I say extend. Extends equals to force SLDS. Here I will call only the parent component C colon. Only the display I'm calling, because inside the display already create is there. Control S, I click on preview. There we go, guys. Coming up. There we go. Table got loaded without any data. On the top, there's a child component where you can create an account. For example, I will, as per the diagram, let's go back. First is Dell. Phone number 111. Industry, what I have taken as per the diagram. Technology, TECHNOLOGY. I click on submit. Immediately here you see Dell 111 technology comes. The next one, as per my diagram, is what? Is HCL 222 Consulting. HCL phone number 222 CONSULTING Consulting. Submit. See, second data comes. Third, Wipro phone number 33333. Right? What was the, as per my diagram? I have taken as electronics. ELEC electronics. I click on submit. See, this is exactly what I pictured, and finally this is exactly what I obtained. You are entering in the child component, you're pressing the data in the child component called as submit. The table is in the parent component. The click and data is entered in the child, but received by the parent, and the data is displayed in a table. I'm not sending it to server, I'm not storing it anywhere. From component to component, I'm transferring. If you see my diagram, there is purple line has nothing to do with Apex class, nothing to do with database. You see, it is within the component to component it's working. Within component to component it's working. Within component to component it's working. Right, everyone? Guys, able to understand? Yes. Anybody has any questions? Whatever is there in the diagram, I did exactly the same thing. Level 1 is done. How? Using an event. Why Rupam event? How can you transfer a data from one component to another component? Both are different components. Plus,
This
you click the button in one component and the other component, here the other component is a parent component reacting. How will you do that? In the parent, there is no button. The button is only in the child. You click the child component button and the parent component is displaying the data. Yes, anybody has any doubt? Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions? No? All good? All good? All good?
yes, Rupam.
Anybody has any questions? Now, shall we go ahead and do the level 2 today
Yes,
or next
Rupam.
week? Shall we do today?
Okay.
Level 2?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, Rupam.
Perfect. All are in good health and good state of mind. We can do it today itself. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's do it today itself. Right? Now, in the level 2, what are the things that I need? I need an Apex class. See? In the level 2 black, I need an Apex class. Everything remains same, but I need the Apex class. Right? Here, the data is to be stored to the database, and then I need to retrieve everything from the database. Level 2 is quite simple again because already things are done. I just need to introduce one class, that's it. I need to introduce one class, that's it. Nothing more than that. So let's go ahead and do that. So file, new Apex class, CL underscore example, okay, today's date 1601 underscore example2 underscore, right? ACC CRE create and display. Both. I'm creating a class. Done. Inside a class, you know that I need to write a method. What is that? Public static string create ACC. I'm writing a method. Inside this, I will say ACC orient account A. Whenever you create an server-side controller, it should be @
Enabled.
AURA aura ENABLED enabled. @ enabled. What I will say? String result. Try what? INSCRT insert A. If the A is inserted, then I will say, right? If the A is inserted, then I will say, right? Result is equals to A dot ID. Pass the ID. A dot ID. Else try catch error EXEPT exception E. If it's fail, I will say result equals to error. Result equals to error. Try catch. After this try catch is done, right? After my try catch is done, I will say return result. return result. Control S. Let's check for any error anywhere.
Yeah, we
Let's
have
check.
to give catch e.x get message.
Not, I don't need that. I definitely don't need it. I just said result equals to error. That's it. If error is there, error. That's it. As simple as that. Next, I will create one more method. Public static list of. Last time somebody said, Rupam, can I have a 2 methods with OR enabled? As I said, I'll do it. So let's do it. List of account equals to disp level display acc. List of account. This also has to be OR enabled. Second method also is OR enabled. 2 methods are there. Both are OR enabled. One is to create account, another is to display account. In this, you have to write. Okay, I don't need to pass ID. Actually, I'm keeping it for your level 3, passing an ID. Okay, somebody said that error. Let's put the error. Okay, leave it. If it's error, error. Right? Or I can, anything. As of now, it doesn't make a difference for me. But here, okay. What I'm doing, right? I will say return. Return. Select ID, comma, name, comma, phone, comma, industry. I don't even need the ID also as of now. Name, industry, phone from account. From account. Control S. Let us save it. Right? What happened? Let us read the error. Expected expression, not a statement. Missing return type. List. Okay. Return y equal to Control S. Return. Select. Now what happened? What is the problem? No problem. Or error gone. Perfect. There we go. A class containing 2 methods. A class containing 2 methods. A class containing 2 methods. Right? A class containing 2 methods. And both the methods are aura enabled. Both the methods are aura enabled. Right? Both the methods are aura enabled. Control S. Now I'm going to copy this. I come to my component. I say controller. Controller equals to Control S in the child. I'm in the child where you're creating. When you click on this button, I click on controller. All the program now I'm commenting it. I commented it. First, what you're going to do? First, capture the data from the component. Perfect. Second, right now you have to contact server-side controller. Get the method where action is equals to component dot get. Get what? C dot the method name. Here is the method name. Create ACC. In this method, action dot set params. Action dot, what is this? Tell me now. You have to tell me how to do this. We have been doing this again. Right? Next step. What is the next step? Action dot set params. Right? Set params. set params in a curly bracket. Action dot set params in a curly bracket. What is the key? The key is here A. A. Set it with A. Set it with A. See, A is the data that I captured from the component. Now I'm passing it to my server set controller. Next step, ACTI and action dot. What is that? Set callback. Set callback. Tell me this comma function response. Last step. What is that? $A dot ENQUEUE ACTION action. What is action name? Is my action name is action. Is it correct? Did I make any spelling mistake in set callback, in SCT? C is capital or C is small? C is capital or C is small?
C capital.
C is capital.
C is
Right? So
capital.
B,
B should be small.
B should be small. See? Set callback. Now here I will write the further program. Further program. What is that? Where state equals to RESPONS. Response dot. What is that? Get state. Response dot get state. Is it correct? If state equals to success, then what you're going to do? Suppose you're getting success, right? Where result is equals to response dot, what is that? get RETUR and return value. Get return value. Where spelling is wrong. Where result equals to response dot get return value. Right? Get return value. Spelling mistake here to see now. We have been doing this so many times. Now, if you are not able to catch the spelling mistake, then I can't help you. If it doesn't work, then it's on your responsibility. I'm writing the logic, but you should be knowing whether the return R is capital, whether the V is capital. Right? Now, if result is not equals to, if the result is not equals to error, if it's not error, that means that means success. If result is not equals to error, then I will go ahead. What I will do, I will fire the event. That's it. I don't need to pass any parameter to the event. I'll fire the event. The event is fire. Control S, my event is fire. By the way, I have to get the event also. Control C, where event equals to component dot get event Shona, and then you're firing it. When you're firing, when it's not error, that means the data got saved. If there's error, there is no meaning of firing the event. If there is no error, then you'll fire the event. See, I fired the event. Control S. Over. Now I go to the parent. Display. I click on the display controller. Do I need all this? right? Yes, I need the column, so I'm not disturbing the column. I'm commenting all the program. I'm commenting all the program. Now let me do the program because I don't want to disturb the earlier program. Now what I'm going to do, same thing. Here also you have to go to the component. You have to go to the component. You have to connect to the controller. Where is that component? Display? Here. Oh, sorry. Here it is, display. The way in the child you set controller equals to class name, same thing I have to do here. In display also, controller equals to class name. Right. Now it is a time for me. How to connect? Var ACTION action equals to COMPONE component dot get what? C dot the method name, and this time my method name is the second one, display ACC. Display ACC. Do you need to set a params? No, I don't need to set a param. I don't need to set a param. So second step is not there. Third step, ACTION action dot SET set, right? Set CLL call BACK action dot set callback. Action dot set callback. Action dot set callback. This comma FUNCTION function. This comma function. Here as usual RESULT. You can give any name result. And the last step, $A dot ENQUEUE ACTION $A dot NQ action. What is that? Action. Action. We'll write the program here. We'll write the program here inside this. Var state equals to ACTION action dot get state. If state equals to success, sorry, state equals to success. If state equals to success, then what do you want to do? Var result. Var result equals to, right, response, not action. Here I'm saying RESPONS. We used to take response, so let's take response. Response. Response dot. Response dot. What is that? GT get RETUR and return. Get return value. Get return value. The return value will be what? The return value will be list of. System will return what here? List of account. That return value you have to pass to the, now set it COMPONE component dot set. Component dot set. Set what? V dot. In the display, here is the accounts. I'll pass it to that. V dot accounts, comma, whatever the result that you got, I'm passing it. Over. Over. Right. I'm passing it, and here we go. Over. Control S. If I have not made any mistake, everything should be good. Do you see anywhere I made a mistake? Let's see whether I made a mistake or not. Refresh. Refresh. There we go. I create an account. Wipro. 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 Wipro TCHNOLOGIS. Wipro Technologies. Phone number 1122. Industry. ELECTRONIC. Electronic. Submit. See. In this Wipro is there. See. Wipro. No, not this Wipro. We created Wipro Technologies. Here it is. See. 1122 Electronics. Now I go ahead and say HCL Technologist. HCL Technologies. Phone number 2233. Industry CONSULTING. Consulting. Submit. Go ahead and say. You'll be able to see HCL Technologies Consulting has come here. See, second one. Perfectly, it's working. Now, when you go and check accounts, you'll be able to see account got created and the system is displaying all the account from the account table. See, this is exactly what I said we will do in level 2. So simple. So simple. You click the button. Now I'm in the black line. Step 1, it's calling the controller. Step 2, controller is calling the Apex class. In the Apex class, I'm sending the data. Then Apex class, there's an insert command. Yes, in the Apex class, it's inserting the database. In return, it is giving the ID. I'm not using ID anywhere as of now. Then to the server, it returns the ID. If I say it's not error, either I'll get an ID or I'll get an error. If it's not equals to error, then I fire the event. Step 6, firing the event. Step 7, right? I see that I put the ID in a bracket because as of now, I don't need it. Step 7, as soon as the event is fired, the parent controller receives the event. As soon as the parent controller receives the event, immediately it goes again and calls the server-side controller. Server-side controller runs an SQL. Step 9, it retrieves the data account list and gives to the Apex class. Apex class in turn gives to the server-side controller, gives the data to the client-side controller. Step 11, in the step 11, I'm passing it to the table. Step 12, and the data is getting displayed. Rupam, what is the need of this ID? That is the level 3 which you're going to do, not me. That is the reason I'm keeping that placeholder. ID everywhere. That's the reason 60% I kept your program ready for the next level also. If you go to my right class, it is returning the ID. Result. In the result, either you'll have an error or you have an ID. That ID you have to pass here actually. In the line number 20, you have to pass the ID. In line number 20, you have to pass the ID actually. What is that homework? Step 3 homework, understand. In the level 2, all the accounts are getting displayed. No, I don't want all the accounts to be displayed. I want only certain accounts to be displayed. Getting it? I want only certain accounts to be displayed. Only certain accounts to be displayed. Getting it? Whichever account you're creating, system should display only that account. You're creating Wipro, it should display Wipro. That means you have to get the Wipro ID. That ID after creating, you have to pass to the child controller. Child controller has to pass the ID to the parent controller. Parent controller will receive the ID. That ID parent controller will pass, right? In the SOQL, now you will add ID. I'm adding IDs. ID. With the ID, you will run the SOQL. You will get only one account, not account list. Only one account, and that account you will display. Level 3. Level 3. Everybody is able to understand level 3. LEVL, level 3. right? Child component, same thing, but here create ACC in child. AC is in the child, and save the ACC in database. Save the ACC in the database. Perfect. Once the data is created, display the same account in table. Not all account. Only the same. If you create del, it should show del. If you say HCL, it should show HCL. It should show. If required, add an additional column called as ID and add it there. Right? ID, comma name, comma phone, comma industry. Then the account ID will be also displayed. Guys, able to understand the level 3?
Yes, yes.
In level 3, whichever account you're creating, that account only should be displayed in the table with the ID.
So every time it will be only in the display column, one account will be displayed, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
So always it will be like only one account will be displayed
One
in the.
account will be displayed
Okay.
in the table. That's correct. In the level 3.
Okay.
In the level 3, you need to declare an attribute called as string with an ID. ATTRIBU. Now currently you have an attribute account type. Here you have to say string type. Currently your attribute is account type. Here it is, a subject type is here as of now. Currently your attribute is a subject type. SOBJECT, a subject. You have to change from a subject to string, and whatever the ID that you're receiving it after saving, you have to store here. That you have to pass to the parent. The parent will receive the data, and then the parent will pass to the class. In the class, here you have to say string ID, and then you have to say where ID is equals to colon ID, or anything string IDDD. Then you should say IDDD. There we go. It will give you only that. This is the thing you have to do. So now the system will not return all account, only the ID which you passed. From where you're getting ID? In the first method you're creating, and then in the first method you either, if there's error, you're returning error. If there is no error, then the result will contain the ID. That ID you have to pass via event to the parent. This is a child. Child is creating. While creating, system will return, server-side controller will return the ID. This ID that you received has to be passed to the parent. Parent should pass the ID again to this method, and this method will now give the data back to the parent, only the one which it needs, rather than all. Everybody is able to understand? Yes or no? Everybody is able to understand? Yes or no? Am I in the graveyard? Am I in the graveyard? No,
It's
right?
clear.
Others? Level 3, I'm giving you to do it. Level 3, I'm giving you to do it. Is it clear? Yes or no? Everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Rupam.
Right?
Yes, Rupam.
Perfect. Right? We will stop here today. First you do this, then I will go to the application event, because application event is the next level of it. Right? Application event is the next level, right? By the way, just to keep you updated, right? The Telangana government has extended the lockdown for the schools and colleges to all the education institution. Hence, our institute also falls under education institutions, right? All the classes for the next 2 weeks would be online. I know that most of you are online only, right? This batch, but however, there'll be no offline classes. For the next 2 weeks, there is no offline class in the institute. It is only online, full online mode, right? Hence, we will stick to online. Now, right, OF119, right? For OF119, there'll be no class for, let me click on the calendar. There'll be no class 17th and 19th. The reason is that my flight got cancelled due to operational reason from from Kolkata. I'm here. It got cancelled because there's a lot of cases coming up, and the government of West Bengal has cancelled a lot of flights in and out, right? Any flights from Delhi and Mumbai is weekly allowed only to land on Tuesday and Friday. Similarly, certain Hyderabad flights they have cancelled, and my flight has been rescheduled for 19th. That's Wednesday, right? And that's too, my flight has been rescheduled for, right, 8 o'clock. So that is the reason, because I need to leave from Kolkata. So on 19th, I'll not be able to take class, right? Tomorrow, 17th, right? Rupam, then what happened on 17th? 17th, I have a doctor checkup, right? My health is not good. My wife's health is also not good. And one good part is that with this bad health, I don't want to travel, because if I travel, then even though I don't have a COVID, but because of my cough, cold, fever, I will be put under a restriction. So one way, whatever has happened for good. My travel was today, but due to operational reason, the travel got cancelled and it moved to Wednesday. So that gave me definitely a time for me to go ahead and, right, get some medical treatment and everything. So tomorrow, probably I will not be able to take class for OF119, 5 p.m. batch. Guys, bear with me, right? So 17th and 19th, right? I know that OF119 is getting, what do you call, a lot of disturbances many a times due to some reason. But these are unavoidable circumstances which I cannot avoid it. If I can add up, definitely. Right? So that's it for today. I will stop here. Right? Next week, your classes will continue as usual. Saturday, you have a class. Sunday, you have a class.
Sir,
Saturday,
do we
yes.
have project class tomorrow?
Yeah, that continues as usual. Morning time, no issues. All the morning classes continue as usual. Right? No morning class will be disturbed. They continues as usual. Perfect.
Get well
That's it,
soon, sir.
guys. Sorry, guys. I'm to say I know that I'm what I can say. This fever is not going. It's still on crossing and everything. I'm taking crocin and it's coming down. So finally, I decided to show doctor now because it's almost a week now. You know this. Since last Saturday it started and it's still continuing. But I was ignoring it. Okay, it'll come down. It'll come down. It'll come down. It'll 5 days, 6 days, because people usually says that, right, whenever you get a viral fever, it is, it remains for 5 days. So I was a little reluctant, right? So definitely I will now, right? So thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow at your project session, right? As well as, right, we will meet next week with the lightning class at the same time, right? When I say same time, your timing remains same, no changes. Saturday 8:30, Sunday 9:30. So next Saturday 8:30 a.m. Right? Please do this work that I gave you, right? Because next I'm going to get to the application event, which is quite, I can say, advanced. So before I go to the application event, please complete this task and keep the things ready. Okay. So till then, thank you. Have a nice and wonderful day. Right?
Thank
Bye-bye,
you,
guys.
Rupam.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care, Rupam.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Sir, I have one question regarding project. Can I ask?